Alright, so I'm going to review Arch Enemy's fifth studio album, Anthems Rebellion, which is one of the first ones which introduced me to them. I will talk about Arch Enemy at another video because I want to do a video on women in metal, and particularly for Angela Gassow, the lead vocalist, but for now, the video will quickly focus on this album. This is a melodic death metal album. Yes, believe it or not, there is such a thing as melodic death metal. If there can be Christian rock, surely there can be melodic death metal. This is a really good album to be introduced to the band on. Wages of Sin is a good enough album in itself, but I feel that this is a little bit more superior, and I want to say that this one was kind of... I started to want to say that this was Angela's first take on when she joined the band, but actually I think that goes back to Wages of Sin. There's a nice little story behind that, but I'll save that for later on. The album itself, the tracks on here are hard, fast, and hitting, of course, as all death metal should be, but we kind of take it back a little more, and I like the experimentation in the sound of making melodic death metal. And this is one of the albums that really turned me on to that particular subgenre. I think the only thing that really I have to complain about this album, like, the music is great, Angela's vocals are good, but, you know, kind of a slight drawback to her is that she does great guttural vocals, but unfortunately I kind of wish that she had more of a range, say, in the way of Otep Shemaya, but she's still pretty good for what she does. Both of the Amat brothers do excellent guitar work on this. Percussion is pretty good, and even Chris Amat actually does pretty good clean vocals on a couple of the back songs, End of the Line and Dehumanization. I think really it's pretty good. We Will Rise and Dead Eye See No Future, the two big singles that were known at the time from this album. Other songs such as Dehumanization, Leader of the Rats, and Silent Wars, which is probably a damn good start off to this album, really do open it up, and you're in for a hell of a ride as you listen to this album. The only drawback that I have to this album, in fact, would be the three instrumentals on here. The intro, and then two others which take place, all three of which are less than a minute. The fact that the first intro is is just a little over 30 seconds is fine because it's starting out the album, but I kind of have this thing, if I listen to an instrumental, I want it to, you know, go on for at least a little more, like, you know, 4 minutes or more is a good time for an instrumental in my opinion. But they kind of treat it like they're just kind of killing time at a live show, but the album is studio recorded. But, you know, it's a small qualm I have with it, but aside from that, this is still a good album. If you're looking to get into this, or looking to get into death metal and want, you know, sort of maybe a milder approach to it instead of just heading straight off and listening to some Cannibal Corpse or some Deicide, I would recommend that you start with this one. It's a fantastic album, and I definitely say you would not regret the purchase of it.